This episode of the Fiction Writers Podcast is brought to you by How to Write a Novel That Sells. Do you dream of writing a best-selling fiction novel? With the right tools, you could get there sooner than you think. Visit www.howtowriteanovelthatsells.com and unlock the secrets to writing compelling fiction taught by international best-selling author Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where you will discover tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Here you'll find new energy, new perspectives, new resources, and new ideas that will spark your creativity into a blaze of brilliance. It's easier than you think. Be sure you visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, get out your notebook, tune in, and let's get started.
What is the building block of a story? A scene. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. My name is Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast. Tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction, that is. #unputdownable. This is my string of pearls. And each pearl represents a scene of the story. And you string the scenes together with these there's a small bead in the middle there. And the small bead is the transition. So scenes make up your story. And they will take you from the beginning to the end. So what is a scene? A scene is an event or a series of events in one time and one place. So if your characters are moving from an office, down the hallway, out the lobby, into the street, that is a scene. It's one place. It's the trip right there. They're talking, something's happening, and it's all in one time setting. It's not 10 minutes later. It's not 5 minutes later. It's all in that one encapsulated little space of time and place. And so when they get to the street, then another scene. And so you put these scenes together, and usually you might have 2 or 3 in a chapter. And then you might have, say, 20 chapters. So your string of pearls will be about 60 different scenes. Each scene needs a primary conflict. What's going on? What is the negotiation that the character is trying to accomplish? What is who is going to appear? And what is the relationship between these people so that you can get the story forward? The character development, the relationship development, the plot development, all these different things. You've got all these puzzles pieces, and in that scene, you're moving them around. And so that is what the scene is made of. And then at the end of the scene, you have something that's going to pull forward to the next scene. And that would be the transition. How are we going to get from point A to point B? So when you create your scenes, look to do more than one thing at a time. See how you can move your plot forward and also your character development. See how you can introduce the subplot somewhere in there and just make it do double duty, triple duty. Accomplish as much as you can in this scene. If it takes place in the coffee shop and the girl behind the counter is a side character, well, then a little byplay, a little interaction there will also move the side plot forward, subplot. So look at your scene and then create a scene card. Now, in my course, I have these scene cards laid out, and you have the time and the space on the scene card. You have the weather. You want to be consistent. When you come back later to do editing, or maybe you want to shuffle things around, you need to know, what was the weather like? And the characters who are in the scene. You want that. You want to write down, what is the conflict? What is the negotiation? And then the conflict part of it will also come into the bigger picture of, well, how does this apply to the conflict of the story, of the full novel, and the paradigm of the plot and so forth. So think of your story in terms of scenes. One scene, and then another, and then another, and then another. This will help you to keep your information flowing, keep the storyline flowing, keep the character development flowing, and take your reader on that ride to the very last page. I hope that helps you today. My name is Lana McAra. See you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where we share tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Remember to visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Fiction Writers Podcast.